You know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone
ringing.
is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone? Your phone.
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business. That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, it's cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least I
with a
won't be
horse
fucked.
cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Could I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
No.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow. Oh, I just okay. I did that. I took him with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. This doesn't want
Somebody else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right. Y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
And look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me.
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I would have done it. You could have said thank you, but you said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it. Shout out Shout out to all you guys. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. Even on Super Bowl Sunday, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do any of that, we got to bring it in close, guys. Come on. Do not bring any footballs. Just get in here. We're going to hug it out. Whoever decides to want to join today, considering everybody's busy right now, you know, they're all getting drunk or they're doing like the sports thing or whatever. I don't really know what that. But anyway, bring it in here. Let's go. Hug it out and listen very closely. If, let's look at the chat. Let's look at the chat again. Okay. All right. Just making sure you guys are behaving. If you are watching on YouTube, like the stream. Or if you're working like some dumb guy. Yes, that's true too. Some dumb guy. If you are watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, well, let's be real. You're probably watching the Super Bowl. And, you know, I'm not as cool as the Super Bowl. But at the very least, at least you know that you'll have a good time. So like the stream. At least do that. At least do that. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Guys, we actually got some funny stories planned, one of which we were supposed to go over on SNH, but because of our inaugural Saturday Night Champion battle, where we had Goku versus Superman, and unfortunately Goku lost, and Superman is the first ever inaugural Saturday Night Champion, we didn't get to the third topic. So we're going to get to it today, because I want to talk about it because it's cringe and it's hilarious, about World of Warcraft apparently being for toxic males. Toxic masculinity. We got to change World of Warcraft. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to talk about that. We also got a bunch of other things to talk about. What are we checking? Goku should have won that check. I agree. But we did our best. Listen, we did our best. I was definitely coping. That's for sure. Even going into the SNH Play stream, I was definitely coping. But at the end of the day, the crowd has spoken. Yeah, no, it's always Superman. It's always fucking Superman. I know. But what else are we checking? Sick, but still at work. Oh, no. Ali Kusanagi, feel better, my man. Hey, really quick. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but shout out to Mystic Vegeta, man. I saw that super. We're going to read it in a second. But I just want to wish you the best, my man. Seriously. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's nothing bad. But again, I hope that you're okay, my brother. I hope that you are okay. But I'll call out the super chat, obviously. I'm just kind of wanted to do that in the beginning, right? Melfita says, what is the news about Steam? Don't worry, you're going to find out. It's actually nothing bad. It's nothing bad. It's actually, it's big changes, but it's big good changes that I think these changes were implemented because of what happened with Ashes of Creation. So we'll talk about it, but it's definitely like, it's nothing bad, but you should still know about it because it's very important, especially if you play early access video games. So we'll talk about it. What else are we checking? Poor Steam check? No. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Real Great Goes says, got laid off from work and taking a few weeks for my self-check. Oh, as long as you're okay, man. Financially, as long as you're okay, that's all that matters, man. You'll get back on your feet. I have faith you will, man. Editing gameplay clips all day, says Blue White Scorpio. Let's fucking go. Put in the work. Don't touch me check. Why are you like that? A Trey is gone fishing check? I know. Ramen check. That sounds really good. What else we got? Hypnotic is the real halftime performer? No. Hypnotic super gay check? No, not at all. Love the boobs. I'm a love the boobs. Natural, real boobs. Not implants. Not implants that are bolted on to males. No, thank you. The voices in my head like hypno check. That is not good if you have voices in your head. It's even worse if you respond. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Let's like the stream. Let's go. Go. Guys, let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who's hanging out with us in the chat right now. Who is in here? Who is hanging out? Who is hopefully not, grabbing old man Cad's dick, even though he's not here, but still. I feel like it's somewhere. I think it's somewhere close, for sure. What's up, ARC? How you doing? All right, let's see who's here. Who's in the chat right now? Let me scroll up. Here we go. We got Voice of the Water. What's going on, Voice in the Water? How you doing? We got Matt Stanford. What's going on, Matt Stanford? How you doing? Mr. Melancholy. How are you doing? Tubby Tank. What's going on, man? Azermain Sword. What's going on, dude? How are you doing? We got 17 Crash Gaming. What's going on, man? We got ARC. We got Reaper Knight. We got Yamato 85. We got Mr. Melancholy, just being angry. We got Mr. Vegeta, the legend. We got Lucky Boy. We got Philip. What's going on? Dislocated my hip and I'm wobbly as fuck. Ouch. God damn. I hope you are okay, man. Holy shit. We got Deaderier saying ew over on Rumble. We got Real Grey Ghost. We got Joel Jimenez, Dark Tenave, My Life Matters, Dylan B, Mr. Blue Cthulhu. What's going on, man? We got Vice Admiral Deku of Mars, Ali Kusanagi, the King Joker, Tim Grove, Lamingo Da. What's going on, dude? How you doing? We got Alucard. What's going on, Alucard? We got Romanizer 24. We got Nicholas Paton. I just felt like reading it in a very spickish way. You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Paton. We got Felsteph. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Dart Dimos. What's going on, Dart Dimos? We got Dade 404. What's going on, my man? We got Magni 32. Nick Havoc. Radio Chip. We got Faye Summer. What's going on, Faye? How you doing? We got Limitless Andre. Why you kill? Okay, wait, no, stop. So timeout. First off, I did not kill my teammates. I challenged them to gentleman duels, and they all got felted. That is not my fault, okay? In No Rest for the Wicked, that is not my fault. They couldn't handle the parries, and considering my weapon was nerfed because I didn't have my stats, it just makes it even funnier. But at the end of the day, listen, that's not my fault. Mr. Blade, what's going on, Mr. Blade? We got Razor Off, or Raza Off. I don't really know how to say it. Regardless, she says, "Ayo, what's going on? How you doing?" We got Ron DFK with the hat. Look at the hat. Everybody look at the hat. Look at the hat. It's amazing. Shout out to Ron DFK. We got Jake. What's going on, Jake? Listening while working. I appreciate that. We got Beautiful Zexel, Randall the Vandal, Cozy Goober, Oliver Adam, Rodoka, Cogna Cat. What's going on, Cogna Cat? Got 2K Gamecuber, Zalosi, Dark Sister Loco. What's going on? Life Ferret over on Rumble. Jason Alator. We got Sir Spamalot. What's going on, Sir Spamalot? How you doing? Jimmy Collins. He says, I don't like the stream until Hypnotic says my name. Well, I expect a like now. Let's get the likes up. We almost got 300 people in here already. We haven't even started. Let's go. We got, scroll down. 4 more people, man. 4 more people. We got Seabrew 1138. What's going on, Seabrew? How you doing? We got Raptor Kratos. We got Alec Baldwin's finger. The finger's in the chat. The finger is in the chat. You're going to get fingered. Well, consensually. Maybe. I mean, it's a finger. Regardless, shout out to ABF, my man. Long time no see. How you been? ABF, you playing No Rest for the Wicked? It's really good, bro. It's really good. We were having such a good time playing it. Highly recommend it. You should get a squad and just play the game. It's really good. Where are we at, man? Where are we at? I lost track because I was talking shit. Fuck. Where is it at? No, there we go. Okay, I got it. King Joker, who is Alec Baldwin's finger. Hey, listen. He's a legend. Okay? He's a legend. Panthera. What's going on, Panthera? How you doing? We got Captain Killer Guns. We got Blue White Scorpio. And last but not least, we got Matthew Watson. What's going on, dude? Ball pit is my newest addiction, bro. I'm telling you. Demon Carol. Dietrich Connick on Rumble. Daniel Barris Sports Highlights. Oh, today must be your day, man. We got the legend Bud in the chat. What's up, Bud? Zalosi. Fractal Mage. Pizza Cat. And we got Raven X on Rumble. Zero Me Bro on Rumble. Grimlock screaming at the top of his lungs. And Blue Octopussy screaming at the top of her lungs. As always. All right, guys, listen. I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigger Army member. And listen, let's see who is going to get today's massive money shot. It's a Sunday. That means it's extra thick, extra sticky. Who is going to get the final call-out money shot full facial? Let's go. Let's see who's going to get sacrificed. Let's see who's going to get the money shot today. We got Voice of the Water saying no legless gerbils. Wow, what the fuck is a legless? Where did this come from? Legless gerbils. What the fuck is that? Yes, cuddly deformed puppies. Giant sentient sausages are angry and hurting the person down by 4 for them doing inappropriate things to their smaller inanimate kin. What the fuck is this? What am I reading right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, bro. The face. The fucking face.
Holy shit.
The face. Really? Really? Like this makes it extra awkward. This makes it extra awkward, bro. It's like, yes, I know it's a facial. Yes, I know it's a full facial, but did you really have to make it weird with this? Oh my god. Yeah, Destiny. Yeah, this is definitely Destiny, all right. Congratulations to Fractal Mage. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
It's awkward. This is awkward. Like the stream, guys. All right, listen, man. We got a lot we got to talk about today in all seriousness. All right, we're going to talk about some big changes that are coming to Steam that are related to none other than early access video games. And the change that we're going to talk about tonight, I think is a good one. I think it's a good change that Steam should implement, and I'm happy to see them doing it. I'm not surprised that they're doing it, and I wonder if it has to do with the Ashes of Creation. I really do, because we all know about the recent rug pull from Ashes of Creation, the MMORPG that's been in development for 10 years, that released on early access on December 11, 2025. And then, late January, everything just fell apart, just completely shut down. All this nonsense. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the changes coming to Steam. They are very, very important, and I think everybody should know about it, even though it's good changes. We also have World of Warcraft supposed toxic masculinity. Chris Metzen made an interview, or had an interview, I should say, a few days ago that I've been wanting to cover, and I just haven't been able to do it. I was going to do it on Saturday, didn't get to do it because of the epic first ever inaugural SNH championship battle where Goku unfortunately felted Superman. It was an insane battle, but he does have the belt. If you guys didn't watch SNH, that means you missed it. If you watched the Waifu Battle, we had an all-stream long battle between Goku and Superman, with Goku ending up on the bottom, unfortunately. Very, very, very sad, but it is what it is. What can you say? But if you did miss it, I will showcase him right now. Just give me 1 second. We have him under SNH champions. He is the first ever. Superman is the first ever SNH champion, boys. Brand new diamond belt for SNH. How the fuck can Goku lose with this crowd? I don't know, but he did. He did, unfortunately. Goku lost to Superman. It was a crazy battle, but it was a lot of fun. So every Saturday, I think what I decided to do is I'm going to do, is this your answer to Husbando battle? No. This is just going to be things that I know people are going to want to fight over, especially the panel. Like we spent at least half an hour fighting over Goku versus Superman in the panel. It was ridiculous. But, at the end of the day, this is pretty cool. So we had a good time doing that. So this is going to be separate from the Waifu Battle. This is going to be exclusive to SNH. So we're going to be having battles exclusively to SNH. And what we're going to do is we had to crown a champion. We had to crown an inaugural champion. So Superman is the champion right now, and he will defend it at the end of the month against whoever makes it through our tournament bracket. So the next stream, this SNH, we are going to have a battle. And I believe, don't quote me, I have to make sure, but I believe it's going to be a battle. And it's going to be one that people are going to be really, really spicy about. It's going to be Pepsi versus Coke. And we're going to see who wins that. And I'm going to turn Pepsi and Coke into superheroes and have them battle have them battle it out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But regardless, that's just something fun that we're doing on SNH exclusively. So, you know, stay tuned for that. If you guys watch SNH, hopefully you do. If not, I understand. But no, we also got some other stuff to talk about aside from World of Warcraft. I don't know if you guys remember the horror game that got banned on Steam called Horses. I don't know if you guys remember Horses, but the developer just recently came out and spoke out against Epic Games. Seems like they're doubling down, tripling down at this point on their game not deserving to be banned, apparently. So we're going to talk about that just to see what's going on with all that. We also have a brand new trailer for Mouse PI for Hire. Guys, this is a 10-minute gameplay trailer. There is no fucking way I am not watching this. Okay, we are going to watch this today because that's my Super Bowl. Okay, I want to see gameplay of this game so bad. So we're going to watch that and check that out because it looks pretty good. We got some Microsoft news. We got Game Pass news, apparently. We got a man that apparently, killed his girlfriend or something like that, but is more concerned about missing GTA 6. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie to you. And then, obviously, we got some Fallout news, which I find to be pretty interesting. We got a Hollow Knight update that I need to go over. Hollow Knight is celebrating its 9th birthday, and they added a much-requested community change that is going to be interesting. So, yeah, we got a lot we got to go over today, boys. It's going to be a fun time. But before we do any of that, guys, you already know we need to celebrate the pre-stream legends. We got to. We got to celebrate the pre-stream legends, boys. We got to do it. The people who decided to take the extra step, we must thank them. I think we are already at tier 1. I'm almost positive we got to be close at this point because we had some legends. So I appreciate that. But if we get lucky on this Super Bowl Sunday, we're trying to get to 557 tier 1s in a row and 249 tier 2s in a row. So spam the pre-stream legends emoji in the chat if you're a member. And let's get into it, boys. We got Mystic Vegeta. Again, I said I would read this super chat, but obviously I wanted to give a shout out ahead of time regardless. But Mystic Vegeta with a legendary 5, he says, Hypno and all wanted to give a heads up so not blindsided by it. Hacked up something that may be a piece of a tumor from throat cancer. We'll update when no more. Well, we need to get some prayer emojis in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We need to throw prayer emojis in the chat for this legend, Mystic Vegeta, who's been part of the Bigot Army for a very long time. Hopefully, it is not anything serious. I really, 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 really hope it's not anything serious. And I hope that you come back with news that it's nothing other than, maybe like a empanada that got stuck in your throat or something. But hopefully, in all seriousness, hopefully it's nothing bad. And even if it is, we'll be hanging out with you in the meantime while you take care of it and beat whatever it may be. You're going to beat its ass. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Vegeta. Love you, man. Hope everything ends up okay, in all seriousness. Mr. Melancholy with a 2 says toxic masculinity equals buzzword for tourist in Blue Sky. I would agree with that. But the problem with that is, unfortunately, the toxic masculinity claims are actually sometimes coming from people that were part of that space, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Like, it's coming from people who have been working on World of Warcraft for decades. So, like, are they really tourists at that point, or are they just bending the knee? I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to figure it out. King Demon Wing with the 5 membership banger. Look at this fucking legend.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Spam the King Demon Wing emojis in the chat like an absolute boss. Shout out to that legend, man. Starting us off with the 5 membership banger. We are trying to raise memberships desperately. because we're trying to unlock an Amelia emoji, but unfortunately, YouTube's a pain in the ass with that shit. It just is what it is. But King Dimwing, for some odd reason, other than being a legend, said in the chat that he was getting he was getting an urge to drop 50 memberships. And when somebody says it, I'm like, well, that would be crazy. And then, expecting that he's not going to do it, even though he is a legend. And then all of a sudden, he decided to drop 50 memberships on the fucking chat.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to King Demonwing dropping a 50 membership ultra hyper banger on the chat like an absolute God-given legend. Holy shit, man. The King Demonwing emojis we need to spam in the chat right now. Spam them in the chat on YouTube and on Rumble. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Holy shit, man. He wants ginger and fairies. So we are going to give this man what he wants because 50 memberships is insane and it is what it is. Let's go.
It's a Red Boy Hyper Banger, bitches! Let's bring the ladies in!
Shout out to King Demonwing, man. Holy fucking hell, dude. 50 memberships is absolutely insane in every way imaginable. Thank you so much, my man. That alone, between his memberships, Mystic Vegeta, almost getting us to tier 1 just on his own. Thank you so much, man. And if you want a membership, by the way, if you want to, hold on, Too Cool Curry, yes, that needs to be a thing. Hypnotic soulless fairies that need some soul needs to be made. You want ginger fairies now? You want a fusion dance between the two? Guys, if you want a membership from King Demonwing, please make sure to say thank you, because that is insane. Continuing the membership train, we got Archangelus with the 1 membership. Shout out to Archangelus. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that. Mervoth with the 2, still coping about Goku taking it. Listen, Goku is my childhood, man. As much as I know Superman and obviously, American Superman, all that stuff, I get that. But like at the end of the day, though, like Goku's my childhood. So seeing Goku, and you know what it was too? Here's what it is, right? So like the $500 Red Boy that hit Rumble that made Goku start winning by $20 after he was losing by like $400 and whatever dollars. Like that was such a spirit bomb moment. I got hope. You know what I mean? I got hope. I was like, holy shit, we might be able to pull this through. And then people tried. We did try, but unfortunately, if I was allowed to vote, I would have voted myself. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We lost, but at the end of the day, Goku is still the childhood. All right, it just is what it is. We got. Let's see. Pepsi versus Coke is next. Yeah, I know it is. That's also going to be another one. We're going to fight like crazy. You already know me and Cassie are going to fight like crazy on that. We fight all the time about that. That just is what it is. Hypnotic, that made more money than any waifu battle, I think. Technically, because it's but the thing is, it's a whole stream battle, right? So like it's talking about 3 hours of a battle versus 7 minutes of a battle. You know, like of course it's not gonna be close. Although some waifu battles have been pretty close. You know, a kickin' Danitz for 12 months says 1 year. Hell yeah, congrats, brother. Became a Super Saiyan officially. Fucking legend, bro. Shout out to a kickin' Danitz. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you. Chaos Dragon for 14 months says absolutely nothing. It's quiet. It's quiet. He just wanted to celebrate 14 months. Then we got Golden Apples for 10 months. Says Goonin to the limit. Past the point of no return. Is that going to be a song in your game? It should be. It should be. Mervoth with a 2. Watching the panel. Do have Tifa versus Aerith equals chaos. Well, I have a lot of ideas. But I wanna go with the ideas that are gonna make people just like feral. You know what I mean? Because like we all of us were feral. Like every single one of us, the panel, the chat, people were arguing all fucking night long about Goku versus Superman, and it was hilarious. So I wanna do something similar. It'll be fun though. We got Speedy Cake with a 10. He says Hypno be dipping into the new Hypno brand Irish coffee if he managed to mix up the champ 3 times since the start of the stream. Hypno brand Irish coffee. Why Irish? Blue White Scorpio with 189. Thank you, Speedy Cake, by the way. Blue White Scorpio 189. Eve, Scissors, Aerith, Red Boy, Hyperbanger, Clip 1. Dear God. Dear God. I'm sure people would pay a lot of money for that. And then last but not least, we got Debo with 12 months of legendary status, officially a Super Saiyan, but still bald somehow. You have to add golden hair to that character now. Shout out to Debo. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. 12 months is insane. Thank you so much, man. Tifa would win? I don't know, but would Tifa win? I don't know. Probably. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want an easy battle. I want a difficult battle. I want a battle that's going to be close. I want a battle that people are going to be fucking arguing about, you know? That's what I want, including the panel. Like me and Wizard, we were genuinely arguing. We were genuinely fighting about it. But it was all in fun. It's fun. Let's go over to Rumble. Rumble, what do we got, man? What are we doing over here? You guys alive? Let's see. Rumble's alive. Rumble is alive. Of course they are. DJ Conic with $1 says Goku should have won. I agree. God bless Zevon Cross's heart, man. He tried. He definitely tried. DJ Conic with $1. Pepsi versus Coke when? That's most likely going to be this Saturday coming up. Most likely. And I can only imagine what that's going to be like. I got to create like the clips for it. Because like I said, I'm going a bit harder on that battle since it's not every day. But I got to make clips for it. I got to turn Pepsi and Coke into like a superhero or something. And then have them just battle it out, you know? But it'll be cool. Deadeye's Lock with $1. Last time on SNH Battle, Goku and Superman went blow for blow in rants. They did for a while. It was close for like 70% of it. And then Superman just, I don't know, maybe he got thrown into the fucking sun, but he just felted Goku at the end. He says, but thanks to the magical shilling wizard, Superman took the belt. Too bad Superman becomes emotional pansy from his weakness. Hey, listen, the people chose it. That's what it is. The people chose it. Mervoth with a 2. A future bloodbath scene online. Naruto versus, oh man, Luffy. That'll be, again, I have ideas. I have ideas. We can only do one a week, so they got to be epic. You know what I mean? They got to be like epic fucking battles that will rock the foundation of YouTube, you know? But shout out to Mervoth. I appreciate that. Shout out to Rumble as well. We're fully caught up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check these out. First, we got the Bonnie and Clyde duo will never cost. Oh, wait, hold on. This was from SNH. Did I not accept this? Son of a bitch. This one from SNH as well, from Angmar. Great Ape says, hey, something to consider for SNH plays Peekaboo. Didn't you give this to the other guys too? I think you gifted this to the other guys too. I'm pretty sure. But hey, we're always looking for co-op games. Always. So right now we're kind of obsessed with No Rest for the Wicked. I'm still trying to convince Katie to play Counter-Strike. Still. Hopefully we get lucky. But yeah, no, I'm absolutely looking for what do you call it? Like co-op games. So God damn it, it never lets me accept. Hey, Dylan B gifted Killbug to the channel. Killbug is a fast-paced first-person movement shooter set in an endless arena. Slash and shoot your way through hordes of ravenous insects, mastering. Is this a bullet hell kind of a game? It sounds like it. What's the game count now? You want to know how many games I have? Oh my god, bro. Well, first off, let me accept these games. Let me accept them because it didn't let me accept it before. So I'm gonna accept it now. I accepted Peekaboo. I accepted all that. Thank you. Also, we got a gift card. I already know about this because he mentioned this to me. We got a gift card from Pitt. Shout out to Pitt. Gifting, I believe, a $25 gift card, something like that. Let me check behind the scenes really quick. It's a $28 gift card, and he wanted to recommend to me some games to check out. So he messaged me what the games were. So shout out to Pitt for the $28 gift card. I don't want to scroll down anymore because I think you put your name in there, and I don't want to like put that out there. But I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate that, Pitt. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna accept both of these in the background. Let me accept that. Thank you. And in terms of answering your question, how many games on the... Let's see. We are currently at 2,094 games.
Holy shit.
2,094 games. Ouch. Mervoth with a 2 says, will franchises count like Resident Evil versus Silent Hill? You know, I had that in my mind as like a battle. But see, the thing is, Resident Evil is so vastly popular. Like, it's vastly more popular that I just think that from most people's aspects, the nostalgia is going to make them vote for Resident Evil. So I don't think that Silent Hill really has a chance. As much as I like Silent Hill, I really do, especially the originals, I just don't think it stands a chance from a popularity standpoint. You know, Jumpy says, let's get this man to 3,000. How about we don't, and then we say we did? I'm okay with that. Thank you, Jumpy. I appreciate that. I'm trying my best. So Chris Redfield versus Leon. I mean, again, Leon is so vastly more popular that I don't know if Chris Redfield really stands a chance. Like I said, there is a lot of ideas that we could do for sure. There's a lot of ideas we could do. But for me, it's like I want battles that are going to be such a hard decision to make, because that's where the feralness comes into play. That's where people like fight. And I don't know. I want that. Bio T Wolf, look at this fucking guy for 22 months. There is Pepsi Man, you know. I just got my doctor's test results and I'm really upset about it. Turns out I'm not going to be a doctor. Bro, you literally had me in the first half. You son of a bitch. You had me. I legit thought something was wrong. And you God damn it. Bio T Wolf. You had me in the first half. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Panther with a 2. Can we get him to 2,100 games? No, we're fine. I got plenty of games to review. We're okay. We got most of the new games, I believe, coming up that we need to review. We got 007 already. We got fucking Neo 3 we're reviewing officially. There's plenty. Don't worry about it. We're all good. D Draconic says yes, Panther. No, we are all good. We are good. Don't worry. If Dr. Spike said that, I would have been done. LOL. That would have been funny if Dr. Spike would have said that joke, considering his name is Dr. Spike. Oh my God. It's funny. All right, guys, listen, we are fully caught up. Radoka says new Sticks game. I don't have a new Sticks game. Dragon Defender says, Hypnotic, maybe you could give this games. I do give you guys games pretty often, which, by the way, I am working on trying to set up the next date for the Santanotic that I was supposed to do. Due to some real life issues and ridiculous bullshit that I had to deal with, I had to spend thousands of dollars dealing with something else. But I do plan to do, and I missed out, unfortunately, on the winter sale. So what I want to do is I'm going to plan Hypnotic on the next major Steam sale. So that way I could give out more games instead of doing it now and not being able to give out as many games because the games are not on sale. So I'm collecting codes. I got TYTY. He always sends me a bunch of codes to give away to people. Some really good games. Like I could read them to you if you want. We got hold on, let me see. Codes. I saved them. I saved them to have it. Let's see. So we got like Arc Raiders, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Expedition 33, Digimon Story Time Stranger, Metaphor Refantasio, Liza P, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, Persona 3 Reloaded, Lords of the Fallen, Sea of Stars, Persona 5 Royal Palworld, Hollow Knight Silk Song again, First Berserker Kazan, Expedition 33, Cult to the Lamb ×2, Yakuza 0, and another Arc Raiders key. And that's just from TYTY. So, you know, we're going to be giving out a metric fuck ton of games. So we're going to see what the next major Steam sale is, and I'm going to plan it around then. I think there's one before the summer, if I'm not mistaken, because they have like 20 some odd major sales planned. So we're going to figure out what we could do. Okay? And then go from there. But I'm planning it. Don't worry. I am absolutely planning it. Do not worry. I got you guys. When I say I'm going to do a giveaway, I do it. That's just what it is. I've done it 2 years now in a row. Multiple times a year, by the way. But again, I just do it. It's fun. Spring sale is a thing? Exactly. Yeah, I think it's going to be the spring sale. I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. Anyway, all right, let's get into the content, boys. Enough fucking around. Let's get into the content. I'm going to call out all the super chats and donos and all that stuff. I think T-Trap said we're already at tier 1. So thank you guys so much for the insane support. Again, you guys are insane in all the best ways. We're at 557 tier 1s in a row now. I think we're getting really close to getting the #1 streak on YouTube. I think Camelot's at like 562 or something. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Odin Dark with a 2 says, I'm bricked for Crimson Desert. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that too. That too. It's going to be fun. I still don't know if I'm going to Griffcast that game just because how long the game is. And if I do, it's probably going to be a capped amount of time, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to the content. First things first, let's do some fast topics, and then we're going to look at the trailer for Mouse PI for Hire, because talking about bricked, I am bricked for that game. If you have not seen Mouse PI for Hire, I've been talking about that game as much as I was talking about Expedition 33 before that game came out. I've been talking about Mouse PI for Hire like all the time. So anyway, but let's do fast topics first. Let's talk about horses, okay? So horses, if you don't remember what horses is, I'm going to remind you, all right? Horses is that horror video game that got banned from Steam for allegedly having child content in the game, if you catch my drift, right? And that content was allegedly a little girl, I believe, riding the shoulders of a naked man or woman wearing a horse mask or something like that. Now, obviously, it was supposedly all blurred or whatever. Not that it fucking matters, but I'm just telling you all the context. It was all blurred and all that. And regardless, Steam banned it. Now, Steam said that they here's what Steam does. Steam tends to ban it on a one-strike basis, meaning if they find something that is so egregious like that they're not even going to give you the opportunity to remove it. They're just going to ban it, and they're never going to give you the opportunity to release the game. It doesn't matter what you change. It doesn't matter what you remove. It doesn't matter what you censor. Once they see something like that, they're going to protect themselves, and they're not going to let you release the game on Steam. That's just what it is, okay? Now, Epic Games also did something similar, because Epic Games at first seemed like they were going to release the game on their platform, and then they ended up banning the game as well shortly after Steam banned the game. The only platform that did not ban the game, to my knowledge, was GOG. I don't know if it's on what the fuck is that other website called? Jesus Christ, man, I already forgot. But the point is, GOG, I know, did not ban the game, and that's where everybody bought that game from. They bought it from GOG. The game apparently sold well over 15,000 copies, so take that for what it's worth. But in any case, so according to the Horses developer, though, Epic Games Store made provably incorrect comments about the banned horror game, and that Epic Games has effectively ghosted them. Yes, itch.io. Thank you for reminding me. So after Epic's VP said the company loves that studio. Now, that's actually the funny part. So Epic's vice president, I guess because they wanted to own Steam, because you guys already know, Epic and Steam are in this like dick measuring contest where Steam's dick is like the size of the Titanic and Epic Games' dick is like the size of a mouse. But at the end of the day, they're still trying to have a measuring contest. And because Steam was the first one to ban it, without even realizing why it was banned in the first place, the VP had to make a comment because, own Steam kind of a thing. So anyway, before we read the update, I want to read the initial statement. It says, our team played the game and found that it violated the Epic Games Store content guidelines, specifically the inappropriate content and hateful or abusive content policies. We did a secondary check by filling out the ratings questionnaire for the game ourselves, and the content got an adults-only rating, which we do not allow on the store. Because this wasn't an official submission, we do not have a certificate to share with the team. We did give the developers context around the policies they violated. When they appealed, we reviewed the content again and let them know the decision was appropriately applied and will remain in place. So Epic Games ended up responding to whatever they're about to say right now, but that's their response to the whole situation. Now, the Horses developer Santa Ragione has called out Epic Games executive for making what it calls supposedly provably incorrect comments about the surreal horror game that was banned on multiple storefronts late last year. The Italian developer and well-loved horror maker Santa Ragione found itself in hot water a few months ago after Steam blocked its latest game, the aforementioned Horses, from release on the storefront. The Epic Games Store got similarly cold feet, and being cut off from a huge percentage of PC gamers meant the studio is unlikely to have enough money to fund any future projects, according to its producer. Now, I don't know if the journalists actually know, right? I don't know if the journalists actually know the situation about Horses and why the games were actually banned, or maybe they're just okay with the depiction of children in a certain manner. I really don't know, but I understand, it's not real, it's digital and everything like that. But you also, guys, I understand both arguments. Oh, it's not real, it's digital, it's not, whatever. I get that. But you also have to understand from a company's perspective and from a company's image standpoint that if Steam were to allow that game to exist on their platform, you would have every bad actor under the sun utilizing that game against Steam to try to censor the platform on a grander scale. I'm looking at you, Collective Shout. Collective Shout would look at content like that and they would weaponize it against Steam in every way they possibly could. So I understand why Steam does not allow stuff like that to be on their platform, and apparently also Epic Games, even though they love the studio supposedly, so there's that. But in any case, now speaking to the game file about the situation, Epic Games Vice President Steve Allison said that we love that studio and claimed that the ban was a result of content that was against our policies on a couple of fronts. But Santa Ragione has responded to those comments on social media, writing that Epic made provably incorrect statements about the game's content and refused to provide details supporting their claims, and has not shared their claimed adults-only IARC certificate, which normally includes a link for the developer to appeal. They do not love that studio. They have effectively ghosted us. The developer then pointed out that full playthrough of Horses are posted on YouTube and Twitch without a problem, while it also readily available to buy on multiple other storefronts as proof that it does not deserve an AO rating. Well, that's just because those platforms have decided that AO rated games are okay for their platform. There are other platforms that do not have that, that kind of rule or whatever you want to call it. Exactly. Christopher Lloyd says Hypnotic. Remember No Mercy? Exactly. No Mercy was a video game that was utilized against Steam and utilized against other platforms, by the way, in order to essentially try to censor the internet on a grander scale across multiple different forms of content, different genres. They even tried to, and again, this all supposedly started with Gooner games, which I already told you guys ages ago. It is never going to stop there. They'll always start there because that's the easy thing to go after, right? It's easy to go after the smut video games that make every single Karen prude out there basically twist their panties in fear, right? But at the end of the day, they're never just going to stop there. If they have success at taking down those video games, the supposed Gooner video games, they're going to move on to video games that you enjoy, and it's only a matter of time. I said that horror was going to be the one they were going to target. I mentioned that literally in the beginning, and lo and behold, not even just 2 months later, or even less than that, they started taking down horror games that had supposed questionable content in it. If it was a horror game that got a little bit too gory, or if it was a horror game that got a little bit too dark, suddenly it got taken down by Steam or itch.io or whatever, all because it just wasn't considered, friendly enough for their payment processors. So that's the most annoying thing about all this. And this is why I understand that now, unfortunately, as a platform, Steam, even though we all understand this is fictional, whatever, and even though this is not content that probably the majority of us would even play, like I would not even play horses, to be real with you. Don't play Gooner games. But at the end of the day, even if you do, it's not stopping there. And Steam knows that. So I think that this is a way for Steam to protect itself. I don't necessarily disagree with it, and I don't necessarily fully agree with it. I also understand we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's kind of like the issues of one versus the issues of many, and Steam chose to defend the many versus the one. That's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who knows? It's fucking gay. You're an adult. If you're playing an adult game, you should be able to handle an adult game. Stop being a pussy. But unfortunately, we live in a world where there's people that weaponize that, people that misrepresent things, people that disingenuously showcase things in a light that they know is not true, but they know that people that don't know any better are going to take it as true. And that's just the world we fucking live in. So, but that's the update to the horses situation. At this point, again, they can claim what they want to claim, even about Epic Games. You guys know Epic Games is a company that I don't really have like any love for, but I'm not going to say they're wrong in this situation either. And I think they provided a pretty good explanation as to why they didn't give a certificate. So we'll see. But if they really wanted to appeal, they can. But it says that they already appealed and they got rejected. So I don't really know what to say other than that. We'll see. Damn, Karen's ruined everything. Yeah, that's kind of like, isn't that the story of the internet, though? Karen's ruined everything at this point. How many games have they taken down successfully? Keep in mind, guys, companies like Collective Shout, even though they've been very quiet lately, companies like them absolutely have taken down video games that you know and love. They took down Grand Theft Auto in Australia. I'm not even kidding. Granted, it didn't take it down worldwide because they don't have that kind of power, but they took it down in Australia. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. It all started with No Mercy. It definitely did. But honestly, I'm not even going to say that. I'm gonna say it started before that, but the No Mercy thing was their first big win. That was their first big win, against the Chuds or whatever. And they tried to utilize that and weaponize that to go further, but they got pretty much like stopped for the most part. And then they went quiet underground, and they're gonna try again at some point. It's only a matter of time. But as of right now, that was their big win. And then they tried to go as far as they could with that. So we'll see what happens though with this whole situation. Demon Carol says only in Kmart and Target with Oz, not EB. Big W. Yeah, but the fact is they still got it taken down in Kmart and Target, which I don't know how big Kmart is in Australia, but I gotta imagine Target's pretty big. Target's a massive retail chain, and they managed to get Target to take down Grand Theft Auto. That's a lot of sales. You know how much money they could have made on Grand Theft Auto sales? They could have made a good amount of money. But they decided to take it down anyway. Pretty crazy when you think about it. So, but anyway, we'll follow up on this stuff if anything more comes to light. I don't really think much more is going to come out of this. I think at this point, the developer kind of knows, like, just take the sales that you have and kind of move on. So, all right, let's get to the next one. We got Microsoft. So let's talk about Microsoft. Now, a lot of people had questions about Microsoft's supposed first-party handheld. Remember when they first announced that they were going to have an Xbox handheld, and then all of a sudden people saw the ROG Ally X, and they're like, wait a second, is this the Xbox handheld? And then Xbox was like, it is, but it isn't, because it's like, it is in the sense that they collaborated, but it isn't, because apparently they're coming out with their own first-party handheld. Well, it kind of disappeared. Like, nobody really knew what was going on, but apparently, according to Microsoft, they still plan to make a first-party Xbox handheld. Now, I don't know what that's going to look like, to be honest with you. I think it's kind of weird. Like, why would you do a collaboration with a ROG and make this really expensive Ally, like ROG Ally? Like, why would you do all that if you're going to make your own first-party handheld anyway? maybe they had a collaboration with ROG. They didn't really exactly know what they were doing, and they're probably going to use that experience to make their own first-party one. But, like, do you think that people would really buy the Xbox first-party one over the ROG Ally X? I feel like they would rather go with the ROG, no? They're a decade too late with this? Yeah, I think so. I think they are, and truthfully what it is, I think they are trying to copy Steam's business model. That's what I really think is going on. I think that Xbox is trying to copy Steam's business model and go strictly to software and becoming a platform for software. I think if it was up to them, they would love to become a place where people, just try to dump their games and make as much as possible, and they take 30%. There's a reason why Xbox is trying to make 30% on every single one of their games in terms of margins. They're trying to do that. I think they are desperately trying to copy Steam, which is why they want to get into the handheld market, which is why they don't really care about making hardware consoles like that anymore. They don't care about what used to be the Xbox brand. They only care about Xbox as a service. That's really how I see it. Xbox as a service is what they're focusing on and what they're really going for and what they're pushing. And this is why they focus on Game Pass. This is why they're trying to focus on the cloud nonsense. And this is why they're focusing on handheld, to try to get access to Xbox software as easy as possible, which is the entire mindset Steam has with all their hardware as well. They want you in their store. They want you buying video games in their store. They take 30% of everything. So that's what they want, So I don't know. We'll see. But apparently they do still plan on coming out with their own handheld. And not only that, they're still apparently planning to come out with the next generation Xbox. So what the fuck are we doing? Like, you guys are going to come out with a new Xbox that almost nobody's going to buy. People are not buying Xboxes now as it is. It's the worst selling console by a large margin. I understand a lot of Xbox fans don't want to hear that, but that's just the truth. It's the worst performing console out of all of them by a long shot. Like, it's not even close. So at this point, I think they should just go full on with their services and handhelds and services, Game Pass and cloud, and lower your overhead as much as possible and see what happens. Because at this point, you've ruined your brand. I don't think you're going to become a hardware powerhouse anymore, at least not from a console standpoint. I don't see it anymore. I just don't. So, but anyway, that was just a fast topic. I wanted to cover that and let you guys know about that. This story is fucking crazy. So before I read I don't even know if I'm going to read the article. Let me, hold on. There is check this out, man. I think I have it bookmarked. Did you guys see this video? Hold on. So there's a video of a man who supposedly killed his girlfriend. Okay. This man supposedly killed his girlfriend. It's real, by the way. It's not fake. It's not AI or anything like that. I don't believe it is anyway. You have a lot of journalists reporting all this and shit. So this was posted on TikTok. Okay. And apparently this guy admitted to murdering his girlfriend, which that should be the story. That should be like the sadness of the story. That's what the story is. But apparently, the only thing he's going to miss is GTA 6. He's apparently sad that he's not going to be able to play. I'm just going to play the clip. I'm going to play the clip. This shit's insane. Here.
Yeah. Right. Robert, you're under arrest for murder, okay? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question, something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, okay? That is because you have called in today saying that you have found a dead body and you believe you've done it, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss GTA in that.
You're right, switch sides around. Yeah. Which GTA? What are you talking about, Robert?
6.
By the way, I need to preface this. I need to preface this because you're about to hear. This is a super serious story. The guy committed murder. But I'm going to preface this really quick, okay? You are about to hear the sickest burn, okay? The sickest burn from the cop on GTA 6. I hope you understand that. You'll see it when you see it. It's going to be the sickest burn ever, okay? I just have to preface that. Here we go.
I'm gonna miss GTA in that.
You're right, switch sides around. Yeah. Which GTA? What are you talking about, Robert?
6.
Oh, you got ages for that.
I'm gonna get life.
Oh. Even the cop even the cop knows that GTA 6 is never coming out. He's like, oh, you've got ages for that. Damn, man. Zero Hero says, what did he say? The cop knows what's up. He's not wrong. No, he's not. He is not wrong. That's savage. That is savage. He's like, oh, you got ages for that. Don't worry about that. Savage. Hey, listen, it's supposed to be a serious story, but no, serious. I saw this clip and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? First off, are you really crying about GTA 6? What's wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? But no, that was funny. That was funny. He was like, oh, you got ages for that? That's why he was specific. He's like, which GTA are you talking about? 6? You got all day for that. Don't worry about that, buddy. You'll be out. You'll be out before GTA 6 comes out. It's so crazy. Anyway, that was a wild story. I saw that clip and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with the world? Why are we doing this? Why are we like this? I don't get it. I don't understand. Guys, apparently there could be more changes coming to Xbox Game Pass. And I'm not going to make any predictions because I don't see enough information to try to make a prediction about what's going on. But I will say is that my last couple of predictions about Game Pass have been damn near fucking spot on. So I don't want the Xbox shills coming into my comment section saying, you're just a hater. You don't know for sure whether or not XYZ is going to happen. Or they were like, oh, Game Pass is not going to raise its price because then that would turn people off from buying Game Pass. I'm like, you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Bro, I would have people come into my comment sections. This happened twice, by the way. People would come into my comment sections fighting me. It's like, guys, it doesn't take much to understand where this is going, like where business is going and where they feel like they could get away with certain things. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, apparently Xbox Game Pass is going to see even more changes, according to a new report. And these changes are not just pricing related. But in any case, let's check it out and see what is going on. So according to Tom Warren of The Verge, he reports that more changes could be coming to the subscription service. One potential change is Microsoft experimenting with bundling additional third-party services with Game Pass subscriptions. Game Pass Ultimate currently includes access to Fortnite Crew, Ubisoft Plus, Classics, and EA Play. So right now, Game Pass, the thing that people actually want, is partnered with the rejects that people don't want. You know what I'm saying? So people, Ubisoft Plus, who fucking cares about that, bro? EA Play, some people subscribe to that, but lately, not so much anymore. Like, it's partnered with all the rejects. And Game Pass, in all actuality, the weird thing about this, and I couldn't believe it when I found this out, is that Game Pass, in my opinion, is like the superior service compared to PlayStation Plus. However, PlayStation Plus has vastly more subscribers than Game Pass does. And it's weird because Xbox is going all in on Game Pass, giving up everything else for the most part for it. But PlayStation is not going all in on PlayStation Plus. They're not giving up their identity. They're not giving up all that. And they still have way more subscribers than Game Pass does. It's actually kind of insane. When I found that out, I was like, really? I would have thought Game Pass would have been ahead considering they're all in on that. But nope, it's not. It's not. So, in any case, Microsoft is considering merging Xbox Game Pass Premium, the second tier offering, with PC Game Pass. PC Game Pass is currently $16.49 a month and only allows players to access games on PC rather than through the cloud or on consoles. It would probably make sense if they do combine it, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. Still don't expect changes to Game Pass in 2026. Tom Warren also states that he doesn't expect any changes to the service this calendar year. Not only did Xbox make significant changes in October, but Microsoft is still seeing growth in PC Game Pass. I think that we are probably 2 years out. I don't think it is going to happen in a year. That's probably too soon. But I think that we are probably 2 years out from another price increase. Game Pass is going to continue to increase, just like PlayStation Plus is going to continue to increase. All these services are going to continue to increase until it gets to a point where you're damn near paying console price per year to access the service. They want to get it to a point where it's just free money, guys. Every dollar, think about it, every dollar they increase the service for the 30 some odd million people subscribe, that's a lot of money. All right. Or if it's $2, that's a lot of money. $3, that's a lot of extra money. That's why they do it. Netflix does it. Disney Plus does it. Netflix and Disney Plus did it like 3 times in a year. You know, so I would not be surprised, which is crazy. I don't understand why people come into the comments and they're like, they're not going to raise the price. Why would you say that? It's so obvious they're going to. They've already done it twice, multiple times. What are we doing? Why are you like that? Why are you like this? You know? But anyway, that's what's going on with that. All right, and let's see. Before we get into... Oh, one more fast topic. Guys, if you are a Hollow Knight player, they added some changes for the 9th birthday of Hollow Knight. Team Cherry has apparently rolled out its first update in years, including better support for ultra-wide monitors, which would be really cool for Hollow Knight, and also support for the Steam Deck screen. Apparently, no more black bars, basically, which I know was a problem with Hollow Knight for ultra-wide monitors. If you look, here's the patch notes. They added support for 21:9, 16:10 resolution. Game now pauses while in inventory menus. Upgraded to Unity input system for broader controller support, which is nice. Added dithering effect and dithering options to reduce color banding. Soft lock and City of Tears grub room. Reduced gray prints, Zode's stagger bounce height. Updated slides great slash collider to close match visual. Map panning is now smoother. Various performance improvements. Various smaller fixes and tweaks. So that's good. That's actually pretty good. It's a lot of quality of life changes. Exactly, Vice Admiral. Which is pretty fucking awesome. So if you're playing on an ultra-wide monitor, the original Hollow Knight, take advantage of it. If you're playing it now or playing it later or whatever, it's pretty cool. That's a big change. That's going to make the game look really nice. Okay, let's catch up on any supers. I don't know if there is. Let me see. Oh, Debo. Look at this fucking guy, bro. He went Super Saiyan. Look at him. Debo for a 2. I have ascended. Look at this guy. Shout out to Debo, man. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Oda Dark with the 2 epic games after Horses ban. Why the long face? I see what you did there. That's pretty funny. Okay, we're good on Rumble. All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do now. Let me X out the Hollow Knight stuff. Let's have some fun. We are going to check out the Mouse PI for hire. It's like 10 to 12 minutes of exclusive gameplay. We're going to react to this. And after that, we're going to talk about Steam and World of Warcraft. But I have to see the gameplay. I just have to. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry because this game's amazing. If you haven't seen the gameplay for Mouse PI for hire, you have no idea what you're missing. Actually, hold on. Let me just check. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right. I just want to make sure it was working. You have no idea what you're missing. I'm so excited for this. I have not been like, I'm telling you, man, Expedition 33, when I first saw that trailer, I really thought I was looking at something special. I really did. And come to find out, we were right. This game, I really feel like we're looking at something special also. And I hope I'm right on this. I really do. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on the Mouse PI for hire developers, but fucking hell, man, this game looks amazing. You haven't seen this yet? You're going to see this now, Raza. You're going to see this now. Check this out.
Jack, over here.
What's this about, Wanda? Care to toss me a cheese crumb? Or are we doing our usual tug of war?
I can give you more than a crumb, Jack. I can give you a magician.
A magician? What, like some wacko waving a stale mozzarella stick in front of a bunch of bored middle-aged mice?
Something like that.
People who keep saying ill IGN, I just want you to understand something. I had no choice but to use IGN because the developers behind Mouse PI for hire, they did an exclusive video with IGN. They're the only ones who have it. So guess what? We got to use it. Sorry, boys.
But this one disappeared mid-show, right in front of a handful of surprised mice. Some say it's a kidnapping. Others, I figured it might interest you. Goes by the name Magnificent Bandle. Or whatever.
Bandle? As in Steve Bandle?
One and the same. You know him?
You could say that. All right, I'm going in.
Hold your whiskers, Jack. You're not going to get past the yellow tape without cred. Or...
I like the voice acting so far. The voice, like, if you have really good voice acting in an indie game like this, I'm immediately impressed because it shows. Well, first off, all the animations are handcrafted, hand-drawn. These are hand-drawn animations, by the way. They're not like, they're hand-drawn. So that's why this game's taking so fucking long. And you're going to notice it when you play the game.
A pass. Here.
But It's you in the picture.
Let's just say the officer guarding the backstage is intellectually innocent.
I'll give it a shot.
No entry without an ID.
Oh, here you go, officer.
Oh, looking great today, Miss Fuller.
Oh, you.
Tell LT I'm wrapping things up now.
The detail is crazy. Although, what do you notice, though? What do you notice off the bat? So the game is black and white, right? So you're not going to have yellow paint, right? However, what I notice is that anything that's interactive or anything that leads to, like, that you can climb or that you can maneuver with will be highlighted and obvious against the backdrop that is not interactable, right? So, like, the ladder, you can see the ladder is highlighted in a way that stands out against the backdrop. Or the lever that he just pulled looks different from the lever on the left that you can't pull. You know, exactly, it glows. Yeah. So I guess this is their version of yellow paint in a way to kind of show you where to go. It all depends. You know, it's no different than older video games that had this kind of style too. But it's interesting. Exactly. Like old school cartoons. Exactly. It's pretty cool. This is so sick, man.
Oh, damn it. Where's that darn key?
I think the atmosphere and the music and the setting is going to really sell this game a lot. The combat's pretty fun. We're about to get to that soon, but I think that's what's really going to sell this game big time.
All right, let's get this over with.
Is there a price for this yet? I don't think so, but I don't expect it to be very much. Although the amount of work they're putting into this, I mean, like $20, $30, I feel like would be a lot of people's comfort zone with this. If they were smart, they would do Hollow Knight pricing, but I could see them also doing 30 if they want to go one step above. It all depends. If they go higher than that, I don't know. I don't know about that, you know?
It's treated you pretty good, Steve? An address book. Huh. Steve had an assistant, and she lives nearby. So you kept it after all. Strange. All right, the coast is...
Here we go.
As clear as it's gonna get. Of course, flies always swarm rotten cheese.
I mean, the detail is just fucking insane. It's so good. He skipped the typewriter. I'm going to assume that's the save, but I don't know why he skipped it. I would have loved to know what that did.
That was a speed for sure.
There's dismemberment in this game. His head just blew off. He just punched the guy's head off. Okay, that's cool. They're gonna have secret levels, so there'll be plenty to explore and find. I like that.
Damn shinglers and their explosive barrels.
Yeah, I agree, Joker. Like, every time they set up these trailers, it's always somebody playing at a pace that no gamer plays at. Like, nobody moves this slow. Nobody. But the reason why they're doing it is because they want you to see every bit of detail in the little bit of time that they have. So they don't want to be fucking speed running through everything and sprinting and shit and like one-shotting things in the head. You know what I mean? Like, they take their time. But I get it. What do those typewriters do? It's got to be save points. It has to be. I don't know why. Why else would they be skipping it? Oh, that's a classic. That is a classic callback to Acme cartoons, man. With the anvil being dropped on the head of the character. That is such a classic callback. These people, they said they added a lot of things to the game that is going to be a callback to old school cartoons. So that's pretty cool. I love that. Yo, there is dismemberment in this game. That is crazy. Where you could he shot the guy's head. That's crazy. I can't believe that. That's awesome. He said gabagoo. Oh my god. Yo, look at the eyes and the body. Look at the oh my god, the callbacks are great.
Going down. No other way around. Excuse me.
Yeah, no, Adam, I agree. Like this proves that you could just do style. I mean, listen, realistic graphical video games have its places. Sure, they're always going to be impressive on a tactical level, and there's always going to be a market for it. But not every game has to be that. Not every game has to be the ultra realistic Unreal Engine 5 typical game. Stylized video games like this have their place, and when done correctly and treated with passion, I think they're more impressive sometimes than your realistic graphical video game, especially since now technology has gotten so good that access to really good graphics from a technical level is not as difficult as it was back in the day, nor is it as hard. So I don't know. I think this is kind of cool, and I really like it.
Coming through.
Oh shit, that was Kata. That was Kata. Look at this right here. Look at this.
Ever heard of patience?
Ever heard of move?
Yeah, welcome to public transit, bub.
Those are definitely save points. They have to be. The music is so good too. There was the wall said totally not a normal wall. Hold on. Totally normal wall. That's funny. Totally normal wall. Blow that shit up, man. Oh, they got Tommy guns, bro. The music is so good. That's what's gonna carry it, I'm telling you. Blow up the wall.
It can never be too easy, can it?
Oh, nice. If those are save points, and there's a lot of save points, so you know you're not gonna be too short on save points.
Hey, don't shoot me, son. Mike Maple is the name. Yeah, smells like the devil's bunghole. But at least it's equally warm here. Now,
I mean, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Aquino. I don't think they're gonna be making a trailer where they're struggling to play the game. You know, I don't think they're playing on the hardest difficulty available. Nor do I think they're playing on the hardest level available. I think they're just trying to showcase a little bit of the game, and they're picking probably the easiest way to do that. Personally, but yeah.
Listen, I ain't got that much time to talk, and you got a job to do. So you better hurry. I heard some baddies going up. That's too bad. They should definitely go down.
Odin says day one purchase confirmed. Yeah, I'm 100% there. This is for me. I think this is absolutely a day one purchase. It all depends on the price, obviously. I think for a lot of people, but if they price this right, I think this is going to be a major win. Damn, I didn't want it to end. No, damn. Guys, this game looks incredible, sincerely. It really does. This game, I'm sure there is so many more things that they haven't shown. I'd be very curious to see. There are the weapons. I mean, we've seen little snippets of like their shotgun and whatnot. Like, I know they have a few weapons lined up that you're going to be able to utilize. There's a lot of secrets in the levels, which is pretty cool. I like that. Exploration is rewarded. That's a plus. The art style is awesome. Obviously handcrafted, you could tell. The music is just banging, especially if you're into that music. It's good. The voice acting is pretty good overall. But, you know, I don't know. It's some people will prejudge the game, I got to imagine, based off its cartoony style and assume, you know, I guess the gameplay and the overall setting of the game. But I think this is going to be a big win. I really do. I'd be very curious to see. The game has pretty good marketing. A lot of people know about it, so that's a plus. We just got to see what happens. So regardless whether the game is successful or not, I will definitely be checking this game out without a doubt, and I'll be reviewing it on Griffcast. No doubt about it. I cannot wait. The game's coming out pretty soon, so it's going to be a good time for sure. I like it. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's X out of that. Let's talk about, well, first of all, let me catch up on supers. We got Jason Alator with a 5 says, like how they blended the hand-drawn and the background together in an interesting way. They did a good job with that. They really did. Let's see. What do we got? All right, let's talk about Steam's new feature. So, okay. Steam has added a new feature that I think a lot of you guys should know about. And if you are a supporter of any kind of early access video games, I think you should definitely know about this. It's very important. It's not a bad thing. It's just good information to know. So, article starts off by saying, have you ever invested time, money, and effort into an early access game on Steam and wondered exactly when it'll leave early access and graduate to a full release? Well, you're not alone, and Valve has recognized that. In a recent update, the team behind Steam revealed that that a new feature will give early access games greater transparency into their schedules. When developers list early access products on Steam, they now have a visible field to indicate when the game will leave early access, whether that's the year or the exact day. It all depends. So I think that this change, I don't know if this change was something that was already in the works. It probably was. And if it was probably exacerbated by the whole Ashes of Creation situation that went down recently. But if it's not that, or it could be just a response to what happened with Ashes, because at this point, there's been a lot of early access games that never leave early access, right? There's so many of these video games that have purposely stayed in early access because it's like a form of protection for the company, for whatever that reason may be. I think this is a huge, important change that needs to happen all across the board. If you're going to be selling early access video games to people, I think you should be holding these developers accountable to timetables that they have to set for themselves about when they are going to realistically leave early access. And like it says, it doesn't have to be to the exact day unless you want it to be, but it could be down to the year. It could be down to the month. You can do that. And I think that's absolutely that's so important. That's so important. The most recent example that rings true to that is End Knight's Sons of the Forest, which was released in early access and then launched as a full game exactly 1 year later, storming to success on Steam. Here's what it says on the blog post. Occasionally, developers with a game in early access would ask us proactively if there was any official place to display a planned 1.0 date. They wanted existing and potential players to know about their plans. Many studios were already sharing their 1.0 dates in other places within a text description on the store page via Steam event news posts on social media in their own forums, etc. However, they advised against using it just to use it, stressing that developers should only add a date if they're relatively confident they'll hit it. Otherwise, they risk running into trouble with their prospective fans. No, I think people should absolutely stick to it. I think they should be held accountable. I think that, again, if you're in early access for like 5-10 fucking years, bro, like what are we doing? It's kind of ridiculous at this point. I feel like you're just taking advantage of the early access situation. But hey, that's where we're at. So again, this is a really fast story. It's a positive story. I think more transparency is never a bad thing, as I've always said, when it comes to video games. And the fact that they're adding this, I think, is awesome. This is what we need. We need more of this. And hopefully we see this retroactively get put on other stores. But now that Steam did it, Epic Games is going to be like, well, we don't really need to know about 1.0 releases. They like to do anything opposite of whatever fucking Steam does. If Steam came out and cured cancer, Epic Games would do everything they can to possibly cause cancer. That's just how it goes. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So in any case, that's a big change, and I'm happy to see it. All right, we're going to talk about World of Warcraft now in a second. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we got some bangers, man. We got some bangers. Hold on. We got Game Master With a 5, says, I like how this game uses the 20s and 30s art style back during Walt Disney's days when it was about creativity. I do too. I love it. I love it so much. I think it's great. I think it's something we don't see too often. I know the last game that had that kind of art style was a game called Big Cheese that unfortunately Leon had told me is absolute trash, which makes me kind of sad to hear because I was looking forward to playing that. But, you know, that was a game that has that kind of art style, and I love to see it. I want more. I want more, especially when you do it the right way. I want more. DJ dropping a 10 membership mega.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to DJ dropping the 10 membership mega banger on the chat. If you guys want a membership from DJ, make sure to say thank you. I appreciate that, my man. That is legendary. And then DJ, for some crazy reason, followed it up with a $100 Red Boy Hyper. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. And then he tags Centerfox and says, is pretty rainbow flag, though. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What is he talking about? DJ, thank you for the $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger. I appreciate that, my man. That is fucking legendary. That got us within $25 of tier 2. That's crazy. And then he goes to the chat and he says, worship me, bigots. Well, I need to know what clip you want. You're probably not going to pick any clip. So I'm just going to pick the clip that I think you're going to like the most. How's that, DJ? Can we do that? Or do you want a clip? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No clip. He doesn't want a clip. I understand. All right, if that's the case.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyperbanger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to all you guys, including DJ, dropping a second Red Boy hyper fucking banger after the first one, where he says T-Jap is a simp, tier 2. Let's go. That's the second Red Boy out of 5 for the stream. Shout out to DJ. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Absolutely insane. Insane in all the craziest ways. We need another Red Boy clip for DJ. We need another Red Boy clip. We already did gingers, fairies, and orc ladies, or goblin ladies. So now it's either elves, Latinas, black girls, clankers, Warhammer girls. T-Jab says tits out for tier 2. Everybody got to take their tits out, men included. All the tits have to come out right now. Flash the chat. Warhammer girls. Let's see. Warhammer girls, elves. People saying, okay. Well, DJ's not going to pick. War Wizard says literally anything but that. All right, fuck it. Warhammer's epic. Let's go.
All right, boys, we have another Red Boy Hyperbanger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to DJ dropping the second Red Boy Hyper Banger of the stream. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for that. A double Red Boy getting us over tier 2 for the 249th stream in a row, man. Tomorrow is going to be 250 if we get lucky. 250 is crazy. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, boys. Are we ready to get into the final topic, man? Are we ready to talk about the final topic? Let's talk about the final topic. Let's talk about it. All right. I'm going to take the ears off for a second just because I'm going to clip this as a video for the channel as discussed on my community tab. So make sure to go look at that tab if you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, guys. We have a story about World of Warcraft. And this story is, it's a story. It's a story about Chris Metzen, who is somebody who has been part of World of Warcraft pretty much since the beginning. And Chris Metzen has always been labeled as the man who has, written all the genius behind the Warcraft lore, story, all that stuff. And we got a story. So Chris Metzen, like a lot of the people who have been part of World of Warcraft or just Warcraft in general, and then over the years, slowly but surely kind of, I don't want to say changed, but they're kind of like following their corporate overlords. I really feel like that's what's going on here. Because, as a fan of as a fan of World of Warcraft and as a fan of Blizzard, like OG Blizzard, not current Blizzard, but as a fan of OG Blizzard, okay, I remember the Jeff Kaplans. You know what I mean? I remember the Chris Metzens. I remember these guys, and I remember their overall communication they would have with fans and how they would talk with us back then and how things were just totally different, right? The way they handled themselves, the way they handled their game, they handled it from a place of passion. They handled it from a place of like, this was their baby. And they were going to make sure that whatever they put out was something that they could stand by. Now, I don't really feel like that happens anymore. I feel like ever since Activision combined with Blizzard, the company's pretty much died for a multitude of different reasons. And I remember when that merger was announced, I remember talking to my friends so many years back in the day when it was first announced and saying that this is going to be the death of Blizzard. It's only a matter of time. Like, there's no way that Activision merging with Blizzard is going to be a good thing. It's like, it's impossible. There's just no way. So anyway, that's kind of been proven over time. And now we have an article from PC Gamer going over an interview that Chris Metzen was part of. That he says sometimes he wishes that Blizzard hadn't called it World of Warcraft or just Warcraft, because apparently Warcraft sounds too intimidating. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Warcraft sounds too intimidating to the modern audience. And some fans are clearly not taking this very well. And chances are those fans that are taking it seriously are the ones who have been part of World of Warcraft and Blizzard for many, many, many years, right? This is like a huge, huge insult to people who have been around for such a long time. So you mean to tell me that the people who have been playing World of Warcraft, what are they, just toxic masculinity chuds? Is that what we're going on here? Like, what's going on? So, of course, the journalists are going to try to downplay what we're seeing, and they're going to try to say, well, don't take what he's saying so seriously. But you kind of have to. This is Chris Metzen, right? This is not some random developer on Blizzard or on Activision Blizzard or whatever. If this was some random Joe Schmo, then most people wouldn't care what he has to say. But this is Chris fucking Metzen. You know what I mean? This is the guy who has been around for decades, okay? This is the guy who retired, came back, and all that stuff. Like, Metzen is a huge name in this industry with MMORPGs, with World of Warcraft and Warcraft in general. Like, this is fucking Chris Metzen. You know, it's like, I could keep saying that, and some people may not know who I'm talking about. But if you played World of Warcraft, or if you even understood Warcraft at all, you would know the name Chris Metzen. So this is not some random person saying something like this. And I think it goes to show the change in overall attitude of the OG developers or the OG team as they've gotten older, while also just being part of Activision. I think it shows that this is a drastic change compared to where they were before. These are the people that back in the day during their original Blizzard team would be screaming, literally screaming Warcraft for the Horde, going for all that stuff. And now it's just kind of, it's not like that anymore, right? It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of babyfied a little bit. But anyway, so apparently Chris Metzen, the executive creative director of the Warcraft universe, by the way, sometimes wishes that it had a different name. This interesting spot of trivia came about a recent game business interview with World of Warcraft Vice President and Executive Producer Holly Longdale, which we're going to get into that video, by the way. But I want to focus on this part really quick, in which Longdale expressed a desire to do more with Warcraft, beginning with broadening its appeal. Now, guys, I want you to understand something. Imagine being this woman coming into World of Warcraft, okay? and thinking to yourself that you need to change World of Warcraft in order to broaden its appeal to something, right? If you were talking about some other franchise that wasn't successful before, maybe people will be willing to listen to you. But you're talking about World of Warcraft, the biggest MMORPG, one that is lasting longer than almost any other RPG on the market, aside from some of the original ones like EverQuest and whatnot. What the fuck do you mean broadening the appeal of Warcraft? Warcraft was the broad appeal. That's the thing. Like, that's the fundamental misunderstanding that I'm having here. World of Warcraft was the broad appeal. It was the game that brought in people that otherwise would not have been joining MMORPGs or video games like it in the past. It was the game that brought everybody in, and it did so without changing what Warcraft necessarily was. Now, granted, it changed what the genre was, but it didn't change what Warcraft was. It just took Warcraft and turned it into a massive multiplayer video game, right? So we're going to go over that in a second. But it says right off the bat, I don't think Metzen or anyone at Blizzard is being too serious when they express regrets. Apparently, according to this woman, Metzen expresses regrets about the Warcraft name. Now, I don't know. Listen, this is a third-party information, so I don't know if I believe her necessarily, but that's what it is. She says, it's like saying, I wish we hadn't called it Ferrari. It sounds too Italian. It might work as a frustrated joke while the marketing team is trying to figure out how to make inroads into new markets in South America. But is anyone seriously suggesting, yeah, bad name, bro? You really blew it on that one? I don't think so. Which basically comes back to Longdale's point. Fears that the title might put people off are, well, off because it's not intimidating. It's one of the world's most famous video game brands. Whom's amongst us says, ooh, Warcraft, don't like the sound of that one bit. Nobody says that. Exactly. I can't believe that your take is so bad that I have to sit here and agree with the journalist, but this is where we're at. You know, I actually agree with the journalist. There's not a single person out here that thinks to themselves, ooh, World of Warcraft? Well, that sounds really intimidating. I can't play that. I'm scared. I'm scared. No, please get that away from me. Like, nobody says that. If you were literally born the year after Warcraft Orcs and Humans came out, sorry to say it, but you're 31 now, and you have at very least heard of Warcraft and likely played it in some form or another. And if you are 31 with Warcraft Orcs and Humans came out, well, I'm even sorry to point out that you're 63 now and not the target audience anyway. We should also bear in mind, in terms of names, at least Warcraft is at least probably the least intimidating thing about a game that stars characters like Hellscream, Doomhammer, and Skullcrusher. And to pick one who isn't an orc, they all have cool names. Lord Victus the Farius, shout out to the Farius. I love the Farius as the character, by the way. The eldest son of Deathwing and his prime consort, Syntharia. Even though, as I said, I don't think any of this should be taken too seriously. For me, it lands more like a Longdale telling a funny story to make a point. So, okay, so let's check out the video and see exactly what this person says. I'm just going to let it play out, and let's see what we got going on. Let me full screen it. Here we go.
I mean, top line, we want everybody to be able to play WoW. I will say this for myself.
Again, I want you guys to understand something. When they say that, I want everybody to be able to play WoW, you're not discovering anything new, lady. You're not creating anything new. World of Warcraft was literally created on the basis that everybody could experience and play the game. There's a reason why World of Warcraft went with the graphic style that it has. It's because at the time, their competition, which was EverQuest 2 and other video games, they were doing way better graphics. They were limiting on systems. Blizzard didn't want to do that. Blizzard wanted the capability for everybody to be able to play the game as easily as possible. Even if you had a toaster of a computer, they wanted access to this game to be as easy as possible. So to say this so many years later, in 2026, almost 20 years later, and pretending like you're saying something drastic and new, this is nothing new, my guy, like, or my lady, or whatever you are, I don't know.
I think Warcraft itself is poised for growth. It's a fantastic IP. I think, in my humble opinion, it's been underutilized, and I just want to bring it to as many people as possible. And
again, this was the most successful MMORPG, one of the most successful MMORPGs of all time in the history of this planet. And she's trying to say, oh, yeah, I want to bring it. I think it could be really successful. I think it could be big. Yeah, it's decade. Like, bro, this game is so old. What are we talking about, lady? What are we talking about? Like, this game had its major prime. This game had, I think, 15 million concurrent subscribers at its prime, if not slightly more than that. It was insane. This game it's a literal cultural icon. And you trying to say all these things like, bro, it's like you came in after the fact. And now you're saying all these corporate words that mean absolutely fuck all, because everything that you're saying has already happened with World of Warcraft. And now it's in a decline because naturally through age, right? Like people get older. People have been playing the same game for almost 20 fucking years. So people get older, things change, people leave, people come in, people join with the expansion, then they quit again. You're never going to be where you were in your prime with World of Warcraft. So I don't really know what the deal is here, but to pretend as if WoW is not something that is accessible to many when that was the whole point of the game. And by the way, all the changes that happened to World of Warcraft that, in my opinion, killed the game slowly but surely, especially the community aspect of the game, I feel like those games were implemented with the mindset of making it more casual, thus trying to bring in more people who otherwise would not be joining the game because of their preconceived notions about MMORPGs and end game rating, and how basically, it's very difficult unless you have a lot of time. So I don't understand. Like, who are these people? Who are these people that come in and don't understand the history of the product that they're fucking talking about? I don't get it.
That means, evolving what Warcraft means, what it is, and where it's going. We want it to be approachable, and that's also part of it.
Bro, what the fuck? What am I hearing right now? We want to be approachable with what the fuck does that mean? World of Warcraft it basically plays itself. It literally is the most approachable video game. What the fuck does that mean? Do you want to have the orcs wearing makeup? Do you want them hugging it out in the streets? Like, what? Do you want the war to end? Do you want Alliance and Horde to be one big kumbaya? What does any of this mean?
Even with Chris Metzen, we talk about, sometimes he's like, man, I wish we hadn't called it Warcraft. It sounds kind of intimidating. Like, nobody really thinks that about Warhammer. It's just, it's an understood name, essentially.
Excuse me? Nobody what now?
Warhammer. It's just...
Warhammer? Warhammer? Did she say fucking Warhammer? Oh my God, bro. What are we doing? What Warhammer? You mean Warcraft? Oh my God, bro. She said Warhammer. She sure did. Okay, interesting. Anyway.
It's an understood name, essentially. So this idea of third space in our online worlds, we couldn't even define what that means exactly, but we're working on figuring that out. We want people to come in and hang out and have birthdays, have weddings, have raids, grand adventures, play with their friends, meet new friends, like all the things that traditionally for over 20 years, World of Warcraft has been good at. And at the same time, we want to take advantage of 20 years of stories that have been told and not told and start bringing it out to the world in a broader way. Like, that's my goal and vision. And I know Ian supports it. And, when we do.
Oh my God, bro, this shit is cooked. What's crazy? Like, listen, I'll be very transparent. Like I tell people all the time, my days of World of Warcraft are over. They've been over for a long time. Okay. If this was me fucking like 15 years ago or something, I'd be nerd raging right now. But otherwise, like, my years are over. I hardcore played all the way up to Wrath of the Lich King, fucking a server first, all this shit, crazy arena ratings, whatever. Like, my days are over with that. But holy shit, I can still feel an inner nerd like rage or like inner nerd turmoil just hearing these things and listening and knowing what they mean, right? That's the bad part. It's these words for other people probably don't mean a fucking thing. Like, both these guys look like they're bored as shit. He looks annoyed, you know what I'm saying? But we all know what they truly mean. And when she says that they're going to take Warcraft and make it for a broader audience or whatever, we know what it means. Okay. They're coded words. They have meaning, and they're going to take this franchise and turn it into something that's going to be more of a joke than it already is, sadly.
Hear these impassioned cries from, parents who are like, please, let me play this game with my kids. I just want to hang out with my kids. And I don't want to do it in other games. I want to do it in the game I love. And so that's a minor seed of the vast, potential garden of, people who love incredible challenges. Like, what are we going to do for them in the future? And how do we roll in the community? And, you know, one of the lovely things about housing that's a reminder to us is, you know, we only kick that off in earnest in December to have people filtering into it. And just to see there's now a whole community forming around how to make stuff. That to me is the beauty of MMOs. It becomes a real community, not just in-game, but in-game and out, that supports each other. And that to me is the dream. And as much of that as we can create, loving community that likes to inform and be experts and share. That.
You mean the shit that's been around since before you even joined? Like, what the fuck are we talking? What do you think that people have been doing in World of Warcraft, or like, oh my God, bro, you're not doing anything that's you're not broadening the appeal. It's been doing this. This is the same thing. Oh my God, I'm literally gonna have a nerd stroke. I'm not even kidding.
To me is online spaces in a fantasy realm that gives you an escape, gives you a place to hang out, gives you something to focus on when maybe things outside of that realm maybe not so good, or even if they're great, you want to share it with somebody. So I think, and Ian can speak to it too, that to me is, broadly speaking, every decision we make has that kind of thread in it. And where are we going? How do we get to this space where everyone is welcome? You know, tying into...
You were already there. What the fuck are you talking about? How do we get to a space where everyone's welcome? You already were there. How do you think you got to 15 to 20 million concurrent subscribers on an MMORPG that has never done that before? You were already there. What more are you going to try to do what you're going to do is alienate people? This is, oh my God, bro. Literal nerd stroke. I'm not kidding.
How they play and the activities they want to do and who they want to do it with, and even who they don't want to. The whole team is excited about this idea of, we want to preserve what World of Warcraft is and what people expect. We're never going to stop doing the things we know people love. But at the same time, I think we have a bigger vision simply than an MMORPG.
Oh my God. I can't anymore. So what I want to do is showcase a couple of things. Oh no, it's Alex made a post, and it's pretty funny that I want to showcase now. Just for some context, this picture from Oh no, it's Alex. I just look at it because it is funny. They're not from World of Warcraft though, okay? But I just want to look at it because it's funny. So Oh no, it's Alex posted this, and this is from Warcraft 1995 to showcase the brutality, right? The absolute brutality, the supposed toxic masculinity of the chuds on the left, right? Because if you look over here that he was quote tweeting, there is no Disneyification or feminization of World of Warcraft. It has always been beautiful and has always been a painterly stylized game. That's not true, okay? Like, yes, the game has been graphically very different and has its own aesthetic, but it absolutely has been feminized because they removed a lot of the stuff, not recently, but they removed it a few years ago, like the paintings, for example. Remember how World of Warcraft had paintings of women and they replaced them with fruit? After the whole like allegations came out about Activision Blizzard and everything like that, and they were trying to clean up their image and all that. Well, you can clearly see that we have the orcs on the left just bodying a human, which we love to see. And then on the right, you have like retarded orcs. Like, what are we looking at here? Now, granted, this is from Hearthstone, okay? So the one on the right is from Hearthstone. It's not from World of Warcraft. I want to be very clear. This picture on the right is from Hearthstone, their card game, and not World of Warcraft. However, at the end of the fucking day, it's still art, and it's still a character depiction from a video game that otherwise looked like this just a few years before that, right? Because on the left, this is also not World of Warcraft. This is just Warcraft. But this World of Warcraft was obviously based on the lore from Warcraft. So you can clearly see the difference in ideology, the difference in overall tone, and the clear feminization, going from left to right. Even though they're not, both of them are not World of Warcraft. It just shows the overall tone change. Right? You also have another post here, ironically from Oh No, it's Alex, just to remind you guys of where we are at with in-game cutscenes, okay? Because, guys, you know that World of Warcraft had some pretty solid in-game cutscenes, especially in the beginning. Everybody remembers, like, the intro cinematic, right, with the dwarf in the middle of the blizzard on the mountaintop as he's walking down and all the... everybody knows that, and that cinematic was insane. Now, granted, these are in-game cutscenes, not cinematics, but the point still stands. There is a very clear difference between the two. When you have a knight who is somehow holding a shield with no arm, okay? Because you have to have the disability representation. You literally have a black female knight with no arm running around with a shield somehow floating on the left side of her, and then she's fighting. This watch.
Stop this! Dinath fought to save all of Azeroth. He sold us out so the Alliance and Horde could wage war in Karzalgar. You'll never understand. For Erazor! The Red Dawn will rise again.
No! Do not make her a martyr. Our history will read. Faerun, true...
Bro, the in-game cinematics looked so much better. It's not even funny back in the day. They were so much... I remember when Wrath of the Lich King came out and they started introducing really well-done in-game cinematics. Not like, you know, cinematics, but like in-game cinematics like this. They were infinitely better. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at right now, but holy shit. It's just... It's so bad, bro.
Daughter of the Arathi, allowed Marin to live without her title and name. The Red Dawn vanished from the Highlands forever.
This is not over.
This is also why people prefer World of Warcraft Classic, right? Because Son of McCraig says, to be fair, this is using the in-game engine, not an animation. Yes, that's exactly what I said. That's why I said in-game cinematics. I said that like 3 times. So this is one of those things where people choose World of Warcraft Classic for a reason. People choose Classic because they don't want to deal with the modern bullshit that is clearly in World of Warcraft, and to deny its existence is insane. Again, I don't know how this girl's shield is floating like this, but you look stupid. This looks stupid. You really couldn't give her some sort of attachment that shows it attached to, like, it just looks dumb. Anyway, so let's skip this. They gave her like every fucking disability in the book. Now, again, I just want to be very clear. When people say there's no, feminization or whatever of World of Warcraft, just a reminder, okay? Just a reminder of this, right? This is what the paintings were before. And again, yes, they're just paintings, whatever, but it's not just paintings when there is a reason for it happening. The reason it's happening is because their ideology started to shift, right? It started to be, and also the team that was behind the game started to shift as well, where you start to see things like little things, and this is like little things adding up all together, right? This piece right here, this is the paintings that used to be in the game, where you had a woman laying down, who, by the way, you really can't see much. Is she in a underwear, bikini, whatever? Sure, fine, she is. But like you're not seeing much here. They took that out and they replaced her with fruit. They literally replaced her with fruit. And this is why people laugh at this stuff, because there is a reason why they do it, right? There is a reason why these things happen the way that they happen. And the reason why they happen is because what happens is people like this come into the situation and they see something that is deemed too masculine, too toxic, whatever, and they want to change it. If you listen to the words that she said, all those words meant absolutely zero. They meant nothing. She is saying that she's going to try to make the game more approachable. World of Warcraft was already approachable. It is the most approachable MMORPG probably on the market. And it has been that way for a very long time, right? When you say you want to make World of Warcraft for everyone, it was literally already for everyone. Because again, I can go back and say this was the most successful MMORPG of all time. You have all these other MMOs that are trying to figure out what was the magic. What was the magic behind WoW that made it so successful at a time where MMORPGs struggle? What is it? They can't figure it out. And not even Blizzard of today can also figure it out. That magic is gone, and it is dead with the original team that was making this game and working on this game back in the day. You can have the people, the executives who were, back in the day, like Chris Metzen, you can have him still on the project, but ultimately, combining with Activision Blizzard is going to make him into a corporate guy. That's just what it is. Blizzard of yesterday, the people who used to make you wait as long as it took for whatever they were working on to release as perfect as possible, it didn't matter how long it took for it to come out, even though they had memes being thrown at them about soon TM and all that stuff. None of that mattered. because they made sure that the game was going to be up to what their gamers and their players expected because they had that level of respect. That's gone now. That's been gone forever. It's been gone for the longest time. So again, even as somebody who, I don't play World of Warcraft anymore. I used to play it all the fucking time. It was a huge part of my childhood. It was a huge part of just culture in general. Nobody can deny that. And it's just sad. It's sad to see the very, very slow death, because games like this that are this successful from back in the day, they usually take a long time to die, because what ends up happening is that so much time has passed that people don't want to stop playing simply because they invested too much time. So at this point, they just use it as a comfort, as like that go-to when you have something that you've been playing for a long time. You just go play that, right? Unfortunately, this just shows me that World of Warcraft is just never going to go back to what it was. It is a good thing that you have WoW Classic, so that's cool. But that's basically where it's going to live and die. So that's it. That's all I got for this story. Again, I saw the words from this woman, and I listened to them for the first time today, and I had a bit of a nerd stroke. I'm not going to lie to you. These people want to change it into world of like comfort craft. They want, no, you know what? Even better. They want to change it into world of cozy craft. That's what they want to change it into. If they think Warcraft is too intimidating of a name, who the fuck are you? Who are you to even think that? This is what it is. World of cozy craft. So sad, man. So sad. Cozy craft. Yeah, I know. Fluffy craft. That's funny. WoW was a family game for me. All my brothers played it. WoW was a family game for a lot of people. That's what WoW was. It was like, so people met so many friends on World of Warcraft. Dude, there's still some people that I still talk to this day from World of Warcraft. Granted, not many, but there's still some people. I still talk to my Arena partner that I played with way back in the day. I still talk to him, and we play Counter-Strike sometimes together. But anyway, it just is what it is, man. What are you gonna do at that point? Let me catch up on super chats. What are you guys saying out here? Adair Soto with a 20. When I watched that video, that woman speak it like, why would you say that? And people still believe it came back, but no, it's done. It's over. If that's not enough to convince, then look up the trailer, the new trailer. Yeah, I saw the new trailer. Adair Soto with a 10. When they saw that new trailer, nobody was happy. It completely sanitized. And it's mostly for women now. It's all about house, and it's all about house and cutesy and cosmetic houses now. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're trying to weaponize the cozy aspect of the game to try to keep people playing and keep people invested and keep them spending money. Because now the people who played the game seriously, a lot of them are gone. People who play the game for like hardcore rating or hardcore PvP or any of that, they're pretty much gone. Like you'll still have definitely people doing that, of course, but at this point, those people are probably playing classic. They're probably playing classic WoW, to be real. Damage Control with a 2 says, oh my God, she's pulling the Bud Light speech. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. You're actually spot on with that. You're 100% right. Karate Werewolf for 8 months as another white liberal lady destroys a beloved franchise. Another day that ends in Y. To be fair, it's not just her, okay? I don't want to just be, oh, it's just her, liberal white woman. It's not. It's a clusterfuck of them that are all getting together because, like she said, Ian supports her. So somebody who's above her is giving her the go-ahead to do the shit that she's doing, and it's a dude that's saying that. So think about that for a second, right? Like I don't want to say it's just her. She's doing this because she's getting the approval of people above her, and obviously the people below her have to follow what she's doing. Adair Soto with a 5. I know how you feel, Hypno, just like the one actor that said Anakin and destroy the Death Star. Yes, exactly. Adair Soto with a 2. Don't forget the wheelchair magic. Oh, that's right. That's right. They did put him in a wheelchair. Oh my God. That's crazy, bro. I'll never forget that. All right. Let's ears. I forgot to put the ears back on. Sorry, guys. I was having a little bit of a nerd stroke. All right. Guys, listen, really quick. Hold on. Let me drop this in the chat. For those of you, it's always a group. Yeah, it is always a group. For those of you that are not going to stick around for the waifu battle, I will be having some fun with you guys tonight again. We had a great time last time we did this. We're doing Griffcast After Dark again tonight. We're going to be playing Power Washing Simulator 2. If you haven't seen us play it and you think it's cringe, you have no idea what you're missing. We had a great time last time. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be another banger. That's the link to the stream. If you want to go there ahead of time and maybe set notifications or whatever, you're more than welcome to. We're going to do the waifu battle now. Also, about 95% of you did not watch my video for today, as I expected. This is why I put out that statement on my community tab. I put out that statement saying that I'm going to purposely kill my videos to focus on live streams because I just don't give a fuck anymore. But if you want to go watch the video and support it and give it a like and a view duration, I would greatly appreciate it. That would be awesome. If not, that's okay. It is what it is. I've already accepted it. But that's a recap of the Lara Croft conversation that we had on SNH, and I think it's pretty funny. So go check it out if you want. If not, we will see you guys on the Power Watching Simulator stream, where we're gonna raid into that stream after the waifu battle. It's gonna be a good time. Adair Salto with it too. You and me both. Hypno having a nerd stroke. Absolutely. It was terrible. Terrible. I never heard that video before. I only saw the transcript of the comments, and I was like, I'll save the video for the stream. And good thing I did, because, well, it is what it is. All right, boys. Waifu battle time. Let's go. All right, boys, listen, waifu battles here. Hold on, before that, wait. We got Denariah for 12 months. He says, just make a new game in the universe and see how well it does. Oh, right, it'll flop. The game was always welcoming to everyone. That's why she's employed. Facts, 100%. And you know what's sad is that you're right. If they did make a World of Warcraft 2, because that was always like the rumor. That was initially what the Titan rumor was before people figured out it was Overwatch, but the rumor was that they were eventually going to make World of Warcraft 2, but then they figured, let's not do that. Let's not shake up something that they have that's doing really well. But even if they did, the people that are working at Blizzard now will never, ever be able to encapsulate the magic that was WoW, the original. It's not happening. They don't have the capability to do it. They don't have the understanding, and they damn sure don't have the passion. That's just the truth. So it is what it is. Anyway. The waifu battle is here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you guys missed the last waifu battle, she is still kicking ass and taking names, but Shizuka Marikawa is still the waifu battle champion. Still. So before we bring out the challenger, let's go over the rules of engagement. Rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way it's going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you did not, this motherfucker. War Wizard for 189 says Superman, screw the rules. It's too soon. It's too soon for this shit, man. Thank you, War Wizard, for the 199. Fucking guy. Anyway. Rule number 2. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way they're going to count. Oh, that's rule number 1. If you put the super chat with the waifu name first, you guys already know. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Shizuka, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard. Ladies and gentlemen, do we understand the rules? We do not understand the rules. Trust me, I know. All right, boys, listen. So this fucking, look at this shit. Real Grey Ghost with a 2 Goku. Screw War Wizard. Laughing my ass off. It's too soon. All right, guys, listen. Today, I wanted to bring back a psychopathic bitch. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to bring back a psychopath, and I'm going to do my best to try to keep the quality high up there because now I'm introducing fight cinematics to the best of my ability after showcasing who the challenger is. Let's see if you can figure it out. Sometimes the fight cinematics are going to be ugly because the AI has a problem understanding some of the characters, especially if they're a little, not specific. But regardless, it is what it is. All right, boys. The challenger that is going to go up against Shizuka Marikawa is going to be none other than the one and the only psychopathic legend from none other than Chainsaw Man. You got Makima, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. The name is on the bottom. I misspelled it. Hold on. Sorry. Makima. Nice animation. Thank you. There we go. The name is on the bottom, boys. Let's figure out who is it going to be. Who is it going to be? We got Makima versus Shizuka Marikawa. Let's make it happen. And like I said, I'm going to try to do animations for every waifu battle now. We're going to make it even more interesting. 2026, I'm not fucking around. You understand? 2026, we are not fucking around. We got SNH battles. We got Hypnocast upgraded waifu battles. I'm not fucking around, boys. I'm not fucking around. Deadeye's Lock says, I love Chainsaw Man. Makima. Very nice. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. We got War Wizard with a real vote for 189 for Makima. Bang. Thank you, War Wizard. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Makima versus Shizuka Marikawa. Now, Shizuka is on a bit of a streak. She's on a bit of a streak. I didn't think it was going to be this long, but apparently it is. Well, we'll see. Hey, we got people joining in from the Super Bowl right in time to see some titties. You love to see it. You love to see it. Nothing makes a Super Bowl better other than double D's. How do I know that? I have no idea. Real Grey Ghost with a 5 from Makima. I don't know why, just cuz. I love it. I love to see it. Right now, the first shots have been rang, and now Makima is the leader, with Shizuka having 0 votes right now. Deidre Chronic says he's conflicted between blonde and redhead. Well, that's kind of how it goes. That's kind of how it goes. We'll figure it out. Goku versus Superman waifu battle? No. No, that's specifically for SNH. Don't worry, we're going to have more next week. This week's, not next week, this week's SNH is going to be funny. I can't wait for that. I'll be so tempted to vote in it, but I can't. I'm not allowed. I must restrict myself. Chi-Chi versus Bulma next week? No, it's going to be funny. It's not just going to be anime characters. It's not just going to be anime characters. But obviously, that'll be most of it. What the fuck? I vote for Mrs. Doubtfire? What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit? Mrs. Doubtfire. R.I.P. to him, by the way. Blue Eyes versus Dark Magician. That's actually not a bad idea. Blue Eyes White Dragon versus Dark Magician. Not a bad idea. Denarier with a 5 over on Rumble says Makima, redheads for the win. Also double D's, double dicking, kind of gay. Yo, Denarier always turns everything gay, bro. I swear. I swear to God, like, everything turns gay when Denarier gets involved. Oh my God, man. Shout out to the Bigot Army gay Denarier. T-Jab says it's 11.99 versus 0. Ready the banhammer. Oh, for Shizuka? Yeah, if she's at 0, that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well. But somebody might save her. We'll see. All right. Taking Makima off the screen, boys. It is now time to bring out none other than Shizuka Marikawa. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Shizuka or is it going to be Makima? This can go either way. It's a light waifu battle right now. It won't take much to swing the vote. Let's find out what's going to happen, boys. Dark Tenave says a banhammer. Fallen Angel says poison because in Japan, she's a canon female. Shit, not according to the chat. The chat was like, you brought someone in who has a dick. I'm like, but guys, she's canon. It doesn't matter. So there's that. Democulus with a 2 for Shizuka. Hit versus Saitama would be a good SNH battle. That would definitely be a good battle for sure. There's so many good battles that can happen. But again, I'm going for the more visceral battles. I'm going for like the ones that have years of fighting behind them. Pepsi versus Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going for shit like that. We got Mystic Vegeta with a 2 for Shizuka Marikawa. Let's go. That's almost 5 for Shizuka. 4, actually. That's 4 for her. Makima's still in the lead. She's still in banned territory. Bro, coffee versus tea. Exactly. Cake versus pie. Oh my God. Can you imagine the fighting with cake versus pie? Holy shit. That would be insane. Legitimately. Optimus versus Megatron. That would also be a good one. Sonya versus McDuckins, bro. Oh, man. No. No. No, that would be terrible. Hear me out. Shizuka in Samus Zero suit from Metroid. I mean, she would basically just look like Samus. Draconic splitting a $10 vote for Shizuka and Makima and says, fuck it. So that's 5 for each waifu. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Shizuka, she's got a bakery to feed a small platoon. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's getting closer and closer. I think she's out of banned territory, or she's almost out of banned territory. Oh, now she definitely is. Now I think she caught up. Biotee Wolf with a 10 for Shizuka. At least she will not make it too hard to smash. Manga versus comics. Oh, man. Manga versus comics would be crazy. However, I think that most of our subscriber base probably, I mean, well, okay, maybe if you're including nostalgia for old school American comics, then maybe. But like modern day manga versus modern day comics, I think most people pick manga. Just being real. Denarier with a 3 for Makima. Making everything gay is revenge for leaving that pink-haired Big Bertha for Verizon on screen for more than 5 seconds. Listen, man. It is what it is. Pancakes versus waffles. Oh my God. Marvel versus DC. That'll be a big one. I think pancakes versus waffles will be a big one too. I'm not going to lie to you. That'll be insane. Futas versus furries. I don't think will ever happen on SNH. I'm sorry, Glowmite Prince. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Masters of the Universe versus Thundercats. That's fair. Simpsons versus Family Guy. Okay. That might be an idea. But Simpsons has that legacy, though. Like, I know Family Guy has been around for a long time, but not as long as The Simpsons. You know? Game stream after. Yes, we announced that earlier. There is going to be a game stream after. Here is the link. If you don't want to hang out for the waifu battle, you can go check out the link right there in the chat. All right, boys. Shizuka's coming off screen. It is time for the final countdown. We're waiting for Rumble. We're waiting for Rumble in case they want a chair shot. Waiting. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Not a single chair shot. God damn it. Literally, I waited. And it's literally the last second, mother. Oh. Vet Gamer with a 10. For Makima, I was the last GM under the original PvP system on Draenor. After that, you could buy the title the next day. Why am I not surprised? Unfortunately, it does not count. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I appreciate the 10. That's interesting that you were a GM. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't think I met a GM before. That's pretty cool. We got Demon Carol with a 2 saying Fanta. Fucking Demon Carol, bro. Save it for SNH. Bro, what are we doing, Mr. Spanglish? With a $55 mega banger. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. What the hell? Mr. Spanglish with a $55 mega banger for Shizuka. Blondes are more fun than redheads. P.S. Pancakes are soft and sweet. It's like a warm hug from Shizuka. Are you comparing... Hold on. Are you comparing pancakes to Shizuka? What the fuck? Oh my god. Dragon Defender says, yeah, Hypnotic, I don't think people were hyped for this battle. It happens. Can't win them all. I think we did okay, though, for the most part. Thank you, Mr. Spanglish. Unfortunately, it does not count. I know that's twice. You got to be a little quicker than that. But I appreciate it. All right, mods, count it up. Count it up, and let's see who won. Feed the Ducks in the meantime. I don't think Makima won. It was pretty close. Maybe I should put a belt on her in case she might have won. I don't think she won. We'll find out. I still can't believe Superman won. I'm fucking coping over that, bro. I'm legit coping over that. But it's okay. Ghostbusters versus Ghost Hunters. I'm willing to hear any ideas you guys have. Because I would love to see people's reactions to some of these. I said in the chat, I think Ryu versus Ken would be a really good one. I don't know what you guys think, but that's pretty classic. Ryu versus Ken. That'd be a pretty good one, I think. Farrah versus Twiggy. What the fuck? I think it'll be interesting for sure. Bill Gates COVID versus Bill Gates STD. Bro, what are we doing? Are we okay? I don't think we're okay. Lizzo versus Lunch. Oh my god, Lunch is gonna lose without a doubt. It's not even gonna be close. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Even on her diet right now, it's still gonna lose. Don't even bother. Someone needs therapy? Definitely do. I'm gonna need therapy after some of these ideas. All right, we got the numbers in. Hold on, they are in. God damn. Guys. Wow. Holy shit. Makima at $19.99 versus Shizuka at $21, bro. Oh my god. This woman is getting through by the skin of her teeth. According to TJAB, this tied for the number 6 closest waifu battle ever. What the fuck? The winner and still waifu battle champion is none other than Shizuka Marikawa, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. Great. Let's do it one more time, boys. One more time. Let's go. There's got to be some coping and seething. That was a really close battle.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Shizuka's going to go backstage. She will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it. It's insane, bro. It's insane how much this girl's winning. I don't understand, but hopefully it doesn't turn into another Hinata. That's going to be crazy. Otherwise, I would have to pull out the big guns, you know? All right, boys, listen. Really quick, let me catch up on these last couple of supers. Vet Gamer with a 5. I was a Ret Paladin when Ret Paladins weren't cool. Bro, I remember Ret Paladins used to get bullied. Like, schoolyard bullied. Seriously, like, treated like shit. But, I mean, so did Enhancement Shamans, by the way. You know? Irritated a lot of people when I wouldn't stand back like a cleric and heal. Yeah, I know. I could imagine. War Wizard with a 189, but can she beat Superman? You know, War Wizard, I'm going to start to take this as a sign of disrespect. You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. Shout out to War Wizard. Thank you so much. All right, guys, listen. Thank you guys so much for the amazing stream. I appreciate it. It was super fun. Hope you guys had a good time. We're going to be raiding ourselves over on Griffcast. So you can either stay to the end for the raid, or you could just go yourself if you want to. Griffcast is going to be right here. You can check it out. I'm spamming it in the chat, both on Rumble and on YouTube. We're going to be hanging out, playing Power Washing Simulator, listening to some music, and just shooting shit and whatever. So we got a level to finish, and we're going to do some other levels. So come hang out if you want over on Griffcast After Dark. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for liking, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting games, all that. I appreciate it. And of course, shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you as well. And I will see every single one of you on the next one, hopefully, 9 p.m. Do not miss it. Every single day, Sunday through Friday, and then Saturday, 8 p.m. Until then, look at this guy. Betty White versus the Queen of England. What the fuck, bro? For a 2, thank you. Who would fight on that one? Betty White would probably win. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners, and go to Griffcast, goddammit. Come hang out. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, we eat, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light.